From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 27th, 2023. A 27-year-old Israeli man was shot in a terror attack this evening in the West Bank. He was critically injured and later died of his wounds at the hospital. The young man had been driving in the area of the Beit HaArava junction near Jericho when his car came under gunfire. At least one other vehicle was also shot at in the same area by the gunmen, but there were no injuries there. Israeli troops are searching for the shooters. Tonight's terror attack follows a similar attack yesterday in the West Bank where two Israeli brothers were shot dead. 21-year-old Staff Sergeant Hillel Yaniv and his younger brother, 19-year-old Yagel, residents of the Jewish settlement of Har Bracha. They were shot at close range as they were driving through the Palestinian town of Huwara. The IDF said Hillel was in a yeshiva program after serving in the Israeli Navy. His brother, apparently also a student, was soon to enlist. The brothers were laid to rest side by side today at the military cemetery on Mount Herzl in Jerusalem. The IDF manhunt for the gunmen responsible for their deaths is ongoing. Well, after the attack yesterday, hundreds of Jewish extremists from the area converged on Huwara, setting fire to Palestinian homes and cars and shooting one Palestinian man dead, wounding several others. And as Israel's leaders mourned the deaths of the Yaniv brothers, they strongly condemned the violent rampage on the Palestinian town. Prime Minister Netanyahu, in a video message last night, said, "I ask, even when the blood is boiling, not to take the law into one's hands. I ask that the IDF and the security forces be allowed to carry out their work." And he told the Knesset today, "We will not accept anarchy. We will not accept a reality where people set homes on fire, burn cars, intentionally harm innocent people. This is exactly what our enemies want, to see a loss of control and a never-ending cycle of blood, fire, and smoke." Israel's President Isaac Herzog said, "Taking the law into our hands, riots and violence against innocents are not our way, and I strongly condemn it. It harms the state of Israel," he said. "It harms us, it harms settlers, it harms security forces who are busy searching for those responsible for the terror attack, and most of all, it harms us as a moral society and a lawful country. We must allow the IDF, the Israel police, and the security forces to capture the despicable terrorist and restore order immediately." The Pacific Island nation of Papua New Guinea announced it would open an embassy in Jerusalem this year. Israel's foreign ministry said that Minister of Foreign Affairs Eli Cohen spoke last Wednesday with his Papuan counterpart Justin Chachenko, the two agreeing to initiate a move to open an embassy in Jerusalem in 2023. The ministry said this will be Papua New Guinea's first diplomatic mission in Israel. Cohen said this is further evidence of the warm and important relationship between the countries. Jewish Oscar-winning producer and former president of the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, Walter Mirisch, has died. Mirisch produced such classic films as The Magnificent Seven, West Side Story, The Great Escape, The Pink Panther, and In the Heat of the Night, for which he won the Oscar for Best Picture. The Hollywood Reporter noted Mirisch was the only person to receive the Oscar for Best Picture, as well as the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences Jean Hirschholt Humanitarian Award and the Irving G. Thalberg Award. Mirisch led the Academy for 4 terms, and CEO Bill Kramer and President Janet Yang said Walter was a true visionary, both as a producer and as an industry leader. Variety cited Steven Spielberg, saying he cherished his friendship and advice from Mirisch over many years, saying, "I'm both a better director and a better person for having known Walter." Mirisch died Friday. He was 101 years old. Israel's first carrier to fly through Omani airspace took off yesterday. The El Al flight departed Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion Airport and flew to Bangkok, crossing over Oman's airspace just days after the Gulf Sultanate announced its decision, as we reported to you, to allow overflights for aircraft from all countries, including Israel. The flight to Thailand usually would take an Israeli airliner at least 10.5 hours, but with the new route, it took 7 hours, 49 minutes. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, February the 27th. At 7 o'clock, it's episode 3 of the hit Israeli TV series Surgrim. Then it's Faces of Israel from the American Jewish Committee's Summit in 2018 in Jerusalem. At 8, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with Rabbi Charlie Schwartz and bestselling author Joshua Foer to talk about the Jewish tavern they're launching, focused on Chevrutah learning, creative cocktails, and the quote-unquote best kosher food in New England. At 8:30, it's Lehrhaus with slave trade survivor Francis Bach. At 10, a look at the phenomenon of Holocaust fatigue. And coming up next, I speak with Rabbi Elie Abadie, Senior Rabbi of the Jewish Council of the Emirates, about the opening of the Abrahamic House in Abu Dhabi, what Jewish life is like in the UAE, and his hopes for the future. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 27th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.